If you speak bass, you speak bass.
Right.
Well, we're songwriters, but we're also singers, and we just, when you hear a melody line, you know to go to a third, or if it's, you know, the fifth, if your voice is a little higher, whatever.
So,
we happen to have the mathematical equation of this particular four in this group, the color of our voices, coupled with where we like sort of lean, you know, I lean towards the third, Nancy's good with like taking the fifth up but an octave below, and just then it creates this really nice color to our voices. And when you're working with a band or with a group, you're lucky if you can have that happen. So no matter who wrote what song, we all sort of just fall in our little places.
Would you? Do you guys get a chance to rehearse, or does it just kind of happen when you do it?
We are so fabulous. We don't need to rehearse.
There you go.
Never. No. No, actually, I tell you, we do. we had a choreographed bit once, but only once, because it just, you know, it just wasn't pretty. But we learned it by right at YouTube's beginnings. Dear Jo's real computer savvy, and so she videotaped herself doing this umbrella routine, and then we were going to do this umbrella routine, and so we actually learned it by just going to the link that she said, and there's this little tutorial for dance steps that we learned on YouTube from our homes in Washington, D.C., Columbus, Ohio, Nashville, and Philly. So it's really cool what we're capable of doing now with arranging songs, co-writing together, and all that. It's really wild.
Yeah, that's interesting, because then you just practice your own parts, and then when you come together, it's pretty quick to.
Absolutely, we do our homework. Yeah. Yeah, very cool.
And then it's like songwriting for you. Has your method of songwriting changed, and how is it for you? Do you come up with melody first, chords, or a rhythm, do you think?
As a rule, lately in my old age, when I remarried about 8 years ago, and I sold my house, the first thing I bought myself a grand piano that I had lost in my divorce. And so then I would wake up every day and sit at the piano for just, you know, my morning like hour with coffee. And it's called noodling. You just like noodle and play. And so I'd come up with something, I'd grab a recorder and just tape what I noodled. So I always started with my melodies first.
Okay.
But I know a lot of the other gals, sometimes, you know, they're on a plane and all of a sudden they look at the clouds funny and they got a song, boom, and they just write on a napkin. So I think everyone has their own process, but I think that sometimes lyrics, sometimes music. The most important thing, though, if there's any songwriters listening, always take a minute to write down what you're thinking if you have something.
Yeah, because I was wondering, like you said, you would come up with a melody, from noodling, but then where do lyrics come from? Do you kind of do a journal or anything like that where you have lyric ideas and haven't found a melody yet?
Well, like for instance, we're going to be getting ready to make another record, and everyone's got assignments. Okay, girls, this summer we don't have a lot of concerts. Everyone get to writing, and so I'll sit down in my office like it's my job, because it is.
Yeah.
And I'll pull out my file of lyrics that I never finished, and I'll sit with my iPod and listen to my memos of melodies and say, oh, that could work. And it's like sitting in a studio with clay.
Yeah.
It's the difference between, sure, you're an artist and everyone thinks that it's the first draft stream of consciousness, but then you have to sit down and craft it.
Okay.
So you take your little bits from your little streams of consciousness, and then you sit and craft.
It's interesting. Like I write a lot of beats, and I come up with a lot of electronic weird sounds from virtual. I use a lot of virtual synthesizers. I was never able to, I didn't when I was younger, and the old Moogs and ARPs were around. I was buying drums and cymbals, and I was noodling around literally with the different patch cables for the ARP synthesizers and Moog synthesizers. And then when I went to Northern again, they were still there. They were retro.
My goodness, yeah.
They were still, and they still have them today, or you can still mess around with them and learn from them.
Well, why not?
But now, I'd say for the last 5 or 6 years, it's all virtual. So these are the kinds of things I've been creating musically, but it's generally from noodling around. But I've found from working on some side projects that I've done for games, basically computer games.
Oh yeah, some of the music on these computer games is incredible.
It's the business for that, the market for that is so wide open. There's always going to be work for musicians to do stuff like that.
That's true.
And so I'm doing this kind of stuff about once a month. And what I've noticed is I'll write something, and I'll have it. I'll Skype it, or I'll send it, and I'll email the attachment to the guy in charge of the contract. He'll listen to it and he'll say, make it shorter, or make it longer. So I got to sit there and take my baby.
Yeah.
And grow another arm or something.
Well, that's crafting. But see, that's the difference between being an artist and saying this is what it is. It's the painting, hang it up or don't hang it up.
Right.
Or working as an artist.
Yeah, exactly.
It's your choice.
Yeah.
But there's people that, they buy a painting because it goes with the sofa. There's nothing wrong with that. Because that's a piece of artwork that's creating the ambiance in a room, and it has a purpose, form and function.
Yep.
So with songs, I think, you can experiment with these toys, with these machines, and things are created in this process of noodling. And then you say, oh my goodness, that's really cool, and then you keep moving, and the evolutionary process of that creative process gives you this finished product, versus someone that says, okay, you've taken it to this point, I need you to create it and process it even more. It's wonderful to have, and listen, you're not done till it's on vinyl.
Right, exactly.
It's not engraved in stone, as we say, until it's recorded. But yeah, I think that, I'll tell you that this one song on the Babes record, it's called Long Lonesome Road. I started that melody in the first verse 21 years ago. And I just never finished it.
Huh.
And then, because I really didn't know where to take it, what is it going to be about? I had an idea back then. I don't have that idea anymore. And yet, the melody and the beginning of the lyric made a lot of sense to me in my present-day mind, and it got finished 20 years later. So you never know with art. It's wonderful to be able to save your work, have it somewhere secure so that you can pull it out, like a journal you pull out of the basement.
We should probably play that, you think?
Nah, you don't have to.
Okay.
But you can. I think do you guys have the Susan G. Komen Walk for Breast Cancer coming up May 14th?
I believe so.
Do you have it in your area? It's usually everywhere.
Yeah, it sounds like it's also the day of the College of Lake County's graduation on that Saturday morning.
Oh, that's too bad.
But I think there's a group of people going out before and after that.
Well, the song happens to be sort of like a theme song for these breast cancer walkathons. So.
Oh, I see.
If you have that in your calendar, you can throw that up.
Oh, yes. The metric is coming. I just realized that was one of the songs I did not get.
Oh, that's Deirdre. That's hysterical.
That sounds hilarious.
It's a long song, but metrically it's a short song, so it's 3 o'clock.
Yeah, exactly. Metrically it's short. That just cracks me up. The metric is coming. It's a song for today.
It is a total song for today.
Is there a question that I have not asked that you've always wanted someone to ask you, and you just got to get that off your chest and would like to say something about it at this point?
No, but you could announce where tickets are available.
Oh, I could do that stuff, yeah.
And our website, www.forbitchinbabes.com, FOURBITCHIN.
Right. No G.
BABES.
Right.
Do not Google Babes.
I could do that.
Do not Google Babes. You won't get us.
No, probably get the movie.
You'll get the wrong girls. But it's just that it's a fun show. It's very uplifting and.
Yeah, Tom said that he Googled Babes and you guys were the first result.
Well, not Babes.
No.
Don't just Google Babes.
Oh, all right. Do not. I'm telling you, it's a very bad idea.
You got to Google For Bitchin' Babes, but you were the first result.
If you Google Babes, you're going to lose your job. So stop where you are.
If I Google Babes, I might lose interest in the CD.
Yes. Oh, funny.
That's true too.
And tickets, of course, are available through the College of Lake County box office and somewhere else, I believe. Are you familiar with that, Sally? I can't.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm in Ohio. And P.S. Did you know I'm from Chicago?
It's like not Ticketmaster, but we're affiliated with them now. I will find out and I will spread it around.
Great.
And the College of Lake County box office, and their phone number is 847-543-1414. 2300. And the Four Bitchin' Babes, we've been talking with Sally Fingerett of the Four Bitchin' Babes.
Who's from Chicago? Put that in there.
Oh, you're from Chicago?
The South Side. 90th and Jeffrey. I went to Bowen High School.
Are you a Sox fan?
No.
That's good. That's fine. That's good.
I'm a Cubs fan. And my daughter currently lives in Chicago and works there. She lives in Wicker Park.
Has anyone told you that, because I saw a photo of you on your website standing next to a guy. I can't remember what that photo was about, but in that photo you look like Jane Fonda. Did you know that?
That's my Clute haircut.
That must be what it is.
That's all that is. Actually, most people think I look like Steven Tyler. Only younger. Much younger.
I don't see it.
I'm thinking, I'm seeing the Jane Fonda more than...
Which picture is that?
Well, it's on the website. You're standing next to a guy, and you're holding the Diva Nation CD. So it's recent. So it's near the top of the historical thing in the on your site.
I'm standing next to Diane Keaton.
Oh, what guy? Yeah, it was Diane Keaton. That's right. some guy.
Oh, I'm telling.
No, there was some big guy with a yellow shirt, and that I don't know. That probably wasn't. You weren't standing next to that guy.
Wait, I'm going online. I'm going to go find this. Is it on the news page?
Yeah. What am I saying?
Yeah, that's me and Diane Keaton, and there is...
Well, she's
there's
tall.
Debbie
Diane
Smith
Keaton
with
is
Julie
tall,
Gold and Fuzzy Roach. Julie Gold wrote the song From a Distance.
Is
that
Diane
was
Keaton
recorded
like
by
7
Bette
feet
Midler.
tall? Because she's tall.
And there's Debbie Smith with Merle Watson, the big guitar player.
That was what it was.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't me.
No, because you were standing. Yeah, you were standing next to Diane Keaton. That's right.
Oh, Dan.
And what was that for, though? That particular reason?
Oh, that was it's called the Women's Network, and it's a fundraising organization here in Ohio, in Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
And it's raising money for women to re-educate and get back out in the workforce when they are suffering from traumas and abusive husbands and rebuilding. So
sounds like
we had her as a speaker.
Sounds
She's
like a
very
great
nice.
cause, really.
She's a total babe. Diane Keaton. She's a total babe.
And Tom is proving me again. He's Tom, you need to be my producer. Good job. He's proving me on the website there. Good. Looking right at it. What is that?
What? We got dead air here. Come on, guys. What?
I know. That's what I was trying to say. It was like, should we stop now? Only because I have the dead air. That's why I was asking you if you had anything that you wanted to say.
Oh,
I had not asked you.
No.
And that the concert is May 7th.
We're looking forward to coming back to the area. We love the Chicago area. Love it.
Are you doing?
Illinois is great folk, singer-songwriter, theater. It's really a wonderful town, and all the outlying areas. We've got fans all over the place. Can't wait to get back there.
Speaking, you had mentioned a little bit earlier about YouTube and learning some choreography, and from that experience, have you guys looked into streaming some of your events live, or having your own things where you just kind of do your own thing on YouTube?
Yeah, we've got a couple pieces up on YouTube. We do. And we did we hired a company to come do a professional shoot, we were making a commercial, and we have a lot of theaters that like to run video in their lobbies. And these guys came, this poor little company, they were shooting us from down looking up, and it was nothing but hips and chins. It was just dreadful. So, you can't just stream stuff anymore. You really you just got to be careful.
Yeah, you got to kind of plan it a little bit.
Yeah, but we can talk about how people are texting in the audience during the show.
I would think that your song, your forward song, Babes Land, would kind of instruct them to not do that.
You would think. I got to tell you, here's a story. I don't even remember where we were, but it was during the March Madness basketball season, just recently. And there was a gentleman right in the center of the house with a woman, and, we can see people texting. You can see that little blue light flashing up at them.
Yes.
And I have to say, we take it personally. It hurts our feelings. And the people around this person texting, they're annoyed because they're sitting in darkness except for this glare that comes up at them.
You got it. Yeah. Yep.
But this guy must have had a television set on his lap because that light was enormous.
It was the iPad.
It could have been an iPad because I told my husband about it, and he said, sure, he's watching the basketball game. His wife dragged him to the show, and he's watching the game.
Oh, man.
But it was like we were playing, looking out at the audience, and the big sea of blackness, except for this TV light.
Well,
it was horrifying. I don't know. We could, what are we going to say? You can't do anything.
For what little, I think I had 2 years of a stand-up comedy stint. 1 year as trying to do it, and then another year as a successful MC, actually. But that's a heckle to me.
Yeah, that's somebody that I think you're in a position where you're on stage, you have a microphone, you're allowed to do whatever it takes to get those people to listen.
Okay, is that true? You really think so? Because I'm going to tell you the story of how we handled it.
Oh, okay then.
Okay, you ready?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. It's kind of long, but it's a great story. All right, so the night before, we're somewhere where the front of the stage, the proscenium was very small with the front of the stage, and so there was a gal in the front row with her feet on the stage.
Oh, that's rude.
Her feet were up. They were on the stage. And she's texting in the front row. And she's bopping her head and she's singing along. She knew our songs.
Okay.
She's texting. She's looking at us. She's looking at her whatever phone. And she's just having a great time. And I want to eat a train. I'm so mad, my teeth itch. And so it was horrifying that we couldn't do anything because she was smiling and having fun. And later on, I said, guys, what are we doing? We got to say something. And Nancy said, she could have been tweeting about what a great time she's having. We can't.
No.
So, okay, we let it go. So the next night, here's the guy with what seems to be a small, Motorola in his lap. And I'm like beside myself. Okay, so sidebar.
Oh.
I lost my contact lenses. I didn't have contact lenses for the show. I don't know what to do. I have to be able to see the musical cues from the other girls. I have to see. Debbie Smith says, here, I've got some unopened contact lenses. We compare prescriptions. They're going to work. And they're enormous. Like her eyeballs are just gigantic. So I figured they take up like 3/4 of the real estate in my eye. I put them in, and I can see it. It was great. All right, so now we're on stage. This guy's out in the audience with the TV set, and I'm sitting down to play a song right after Debbie does that opera piece, which is just hysterical, and yet she can really sing the thing. She kills it. And I sit down and I go, God, I really wish I had Debbie Smith's voice. I really wish I had Debbie Smith's size because she's so skinny. And I said, oh, by the way, I'm wearing Debbie Smith's contact lenses, and I got to tell you, finally, something of hers is too big on me. And everyone laughs. But then I think to myself, ooh, segue. Here's my magic moment. And I go, yeah, her contacts are too big on me, but I'll tell you, I can see. And let me tell you what I see. And I said, I can see somebody out there, texting or tweeting. I hope you're tweeting at everybody how wonderful we are. And I let it go. But that's as far as I took it. But I pointed,
Oh yeah.
And then I just break into the song.
Well, they
By
just
the time I was done and I looked up, he was gone.
He was just gone.
They just need to know that they've been noticed.
One of the gals said she was pretty sure she saw someone, like an usher, come down.
Oh yeah, because we'll do that here at the College of Lake County. We're kind of we're vigilant. We're not vigilante about it, but we are vigilant about it.
No, we're sometimes vigilante.
I think you have to be vigilante.
Sometimes you just gotta bust a few heads.
In New York, a friend of mine was just in a show. What I wore, it's the new. Oh gosh, what's her name? Oh please. Oh, brain spaz. Anyway, it was one of these, Nora Ephron. There we go.
Oh, okay.
And her sister wrote this play, Heartbreak and What I Wore, something like this. And it's kind of like a vagina monologues where it's women sitting on stools and reading. And Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore were in the audience because Rumor Willis, Demi Moore's daughter, was in this play. Huh. And all these people started taking pictures of Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher while the play is going.
Are you serious?
Swear to God.
Oh, man.
And the ushers came, and by the elbow took these people out of the theater. Did not say, put your phone away, did not say, may I have your phone, removed them from the show.
Yeah.
And it was a very expensive ticket, and they did it like in the first 10 minutes. People were being asked to leave constantly. And so the other people watching were like, okay, I'll put my phone away.
Yeah.
And that is vigilante, but you know what? It's going to take some time to educate people that it's just not right.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's I work here at the Cosmo Lake County, and faculty it's now in the syllabus and part of your grade. You need to, they're told right up front, when I stand up here next to this desk, the only thing I want to see in your hand is a pen.
Right.
Nothing else.
I don't know. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I was at a Passover Seder last night, and someone was backstage.
Wow.
I said, I'm going to leave God to his work. He or she can smite this one. I'm not going to say anything. But I was sort of like, what are you doing? We're at a dinner table, number one. Number two, it's a religious holiday. Number three, somebody cooked. How could, you should be eating.
Exactly.
So anyway.
Exactly.
Terrible. Those youngsters.
Yeah. Today's a special day, isn't it?
Passover.
Yes.
That's right. I'm going to be, I'm on East Coast time, so I'm going to have to jump soon to get to my second night Seder at my girlfriend's house.
You got it. That's why I brought that up. I was wondering if that was around that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, I got to make the asparagus. I got to get those going.
Oh, okay. Well, that should take some time. Do you use a pressure cooker, or how do you do that?
Okay, you want to know?
Sure.
All right, in a broiler, you take your asparagus. This is a very Bitchin babe recipe. It's sort of like you got to do it in 5 minutes, or it's not worth cooking. It's like if I have to take it to the dry cleaner, I don't own it.
Right.
But this is, you take your asparagus and you put them on tin foil, and you just brush it down with a little olive oil, and you throw a little minced garlic and some salt, stick it in the broiler. Here's the key: 4 minutes aside.
Aside. Oh, okay. So you'll have to flip them then.
No more than 4 minutes aside.
Right.
And you roast them, and it's unbelievable. They're green,
So like
really
a
good green.
425 or 375? What temperature?
Broil.
Broil setting, yeah.
Yeah, broil is like, not 375.
Yeah.
375 is broil light, I would think. So you want broil.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so that's how I do it.
Nice.
Any other questions?
No, that was good. I had to get a food question in there. If I had started with chocolate, we wouldn't have gotten to the music yet, I don't think.
Chocolate.
There's even a song about chocolate, isn't there?
I wrote that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good song, too. I like that one.
Thank you. Chocolate.
Everyone's got to get out there for that.
I'll tell you, if I had known, because of that song Chocolate on the record, everywhere we go in our backstage catering are bowls and bowls of M&Ms and Hershey's Kisses.
Huh.
If I'd known, I would have written a song about money, because that would have been smarter and less fattening. But it's horrifying. I mean, everywhere we go, it's like, well, I just got to put it in my purse. It's like cocaine. I mean, for God's sake, it's free.
Well, do you guys have that in your rider, that you must have chocolate?
No.
Oh.
No. No, we don't. We have, bottled water and roasted chicken. Why? Because we're women, and you got to be healthy.
Gotta have food, yeah.
Yeah, but the chocolate's everywhere.
Huh.
Life is good.
As far as, it is 4 o'clock, but there was just one other question I had for you was, how do you warm up your voice for the day's work? Just saying, do you do some routines?
I do. My favorite story is Ethel Merman.
Mm-hmm.
When she would warm up, this is how she warmed up. You ready?
Sure.
Let's go. That's her.
She's just clearing the path.
Yep. She's getting I think it's really kind of just adjusting your underwires.
Is it? If that isn't in your show, you should probably put that in there somehow.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
That's funny.
But as we get older, and the kind of work we do, and as much as we're singing night after night after night,
yeah,
we have those vocal exercises, and you wake up slow, you don't start talking out of the box, but
yeah,
it's just not attractive anymore to all sound like Janis Joplin. It just doesn't work.
I gotcha.
Yeah. You might want to drink like her, but you certainly don't want to sound like her. I cracked my own self up.
Oh, that's funny. Ethel Merman.
Yeah, Ethel Merman. Go figure.
Sally, this is like this has been really kind of cool talking to you like this.
Well, I've had fun. Thank you very much for having us, as it were, the collective babes, even though it's just me here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love to do radio stuff, and we hope that everyone gets a chance to come out and see the show and support the arts and all that.
I think they will. I'm gonna, I just have to tweak the edit where I'm gonna have to pull out the high frequency pitch that otherwise would stay in the recording, and it's kind of annoying. So I'll make sure I take that out of there, and it'll play back great on demand.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for doing this for us. I'm sure the theater and we appreciate it.
I hope so.
All right, and Tom, nice meeting you.
Well, yeah, Tom had to flip out to go to class right away, by the way. So
okay.
He said goodbye. Thank you.
All right. Well, we look forward to meeting you sometime.
All right.
Take care, Dan.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Fade that down and up on the phone and down on the phone. That was we were speaking with Sally Fingerett from one of the babes in the band known as the Four Bitchin' Babes, along with Debbie Smith. Oh, it's hard to read. Nancy Moran. Is that Nancy? Of course it is. If it isn't, I'll correct it later. And Deirdre Flint, who are the current lineup of the Four Bitchin' Babes for a few years now, and this is, I believe, their 8th recording on the website, and you can get their stuff through CD Baby. And CD Baby sometimes has links to other places like iTunes. But look for that through CD Baby and their website. FourBitchinBabes.com. FOUR. Bitchin without the G, BITCHIN, and Babes, BABES, no Z. FourBitchinBabes.com. And I'm going to flip over to the other microphone over here. And they are going to be performing May 7th. That's the day before Mother's Day. Hint, hint to all of you guys out there. Please remember your ma. And get her a nice card or something. And the Four Bitchin' Babes will be here. They're doing 2 shows, a 3 p.m. show and a 7 p.m. show. They will have just enough time between shows to have a little bit of chicken and some water. And hopefully there'll be some chocolate around. That's important. I'm not working backstage for the show, I don't think. I'll have to check my schedule. Sometimes I work backstage at the James Lumber Center, and that's where they will be performing. In the James Lumber Center main stage, studio theater at the James Lumber Center. That's the smaller one with the high 45-degree rake. It's a really fun, intimate style theater where every seat in there is equidistant from the center of the stage, so everyone has a really good seat. As a matter of fact, I've sat in the audience of the main stage theater, and that theater has a good view as well for that style theater, the proscenium. But the studio theater is a thrust style theater. This stage kind of thrusts out into the audience. It's kind of cool. There are seats that are very close to the stage, so close that you could put your feet up on the stage, but I would highly recommend that you do not put your feet up on the stage, because otherwise you will be pegged and pointed out by one of the babes, and you will be embarrassed by to no certain degree. So please don't do that. Don't be rude. Remember to turn off all your cell phones and pagers for the show, please. Yes, the Four Bitchin' Babes, and I'll play a song called "The Long Lonesome Road." It's track 12 on their 14-track CD called "The Four Bitchin' Babes Diva Nation," where music, laughter, and girlfriends reign. As a matter of fact, this whole CD this show could benefit from, I think, the movie voice. Yes. How would that go? In a nation. Well, in a nation where music, laughter, and girlfriends reign. Diva Nation. So, yeah, that would work. I'll have to work on that, get my voice, warm my voice up. There, that's good. And here we go with Long Lonesome Road.
Some might say the world's a lonely place, with heartache all around you. Moon and stars hover high above. No love looks upon you. Close your eyes to catch your breath. Your spirits start to falter. You've done all that you can do to make love come true. You might as well try to walk on water. Inside your head, you think about what's been said. You couldn't work it out. Why don't you let it go? All you really need to know, you are not alone. I see that long and lonesome road you'll be walking down. I will walk along. I will be right beside you. Each morning you awake with the same heartache. Another day, another worry. Trouble won't let up on you. Your heart and soul are growing weary. You're tired of being strong, being on your own. Lost your courage, lost your backbone. There's no rush to straighten up, take your time. I'm here to lean on, I've got your heart right here. That's what friends are for. Together we'll get there better than before. Why don't you let it go? Cause all you really need to know, you are not alone. You are not alone. I see that long lonesome road you'll be walking down. I will walk along. I will be right beside you. I'm right beside you. I won't let you down. Together we can turn this around. You are not alone. I see that long lonesome road you'll be walking down. I will walk along. I will be right beside you. I'm right beside you. I will be there. I will be there. To be a true diva, you must remember this. People need direction, and you are a goddess. You didn't ask for this honor. You were just born this way, and that is why when you sing, rapt attention must be paid. Please note that this diva song is definitely not a sing-along. It's my mode to swoon and put and let my prima donna out. And let her prima donna out. I more to enjoy when you admire my extravagant costume or attire. The
Oh, zoot, my gold breastplates just today were confiscated by the TSA.
Confiscated by the TSA.
And now I play coquette and commence to flirt with the men in the audience. Men who truly worship me. But wait, I see we haven't any. Now I will speak en français. Mon amour, sortez la vidange vite. Allez, you poor things who didn't understand. That was take out the trash lover fast as you can.
Take out the trash lover fast as you can.
But now something must go dreadfully wrong, like it always does in any diva song. My nail is broken, or you stole my guy, or some other thing that makes us cry. Be sure to shout bravo when my song is done. How else is this diva to know your heart is won? Well, flowers and candy are always a nice touch too. Throw in a diamond bracelet, and I might even notice you. Now I'll return to my earthly state, though inside I know my diva waits. But I must finish with a high note